Hello, everybody. Welcome to
Hello.
Nature's BS for another Wednesday stream. We are back, myself and Nick, to talk about wildlife and our
Glad to
nature
be back.
experiences for the week. And also to talk about what happened on Friday when I wasn't there. And if you're going to tell me
True.
anything, or I've got to find out on Friday.
If you want to find out on Friday, then we got through a lot. Myself and Barnacle, Pookie joined us all for a bit, but we had a proper adventure. So
Awesome. I can't
yeah,
wait to see. I can't wait to
yes.
see.
And if anyone else wants to come and find out what we were doing, then join us on Friday. So
Yeah. Very cool. Anyway, how have you been? Hey, Thistle. Hey,
hello.
Birdie.
I've
How have you
been
been, Nick?
annoyingly quite ill for the last 4 days. I was fine Friday. Went out Saturday morning for a beach clean. I was like, feeling a bit ill, and then by the afternoon, I was like, "Nah, I'm not great." And then I basically just been stuck at home the last 4 days. Or how long it's been? Yeah, 4 and a bit days,
Oh no.
which is annoying. But I'm
Yeah.
I'm almost there now, so glad to get out soon. But how have you been?
I've been good. Hey, Barnacle. Yeah, I've been good. So I was last on Wednesday. What have I done since Wednesday? I've worked lots. I've been planting more trees and
Fun.
some pyrocanthus
Ooh.
in the same garden. And we were digging up hornbeams, and I've replanted 10 out of the 13 of them.
Oh wow.
I've been doing lots of mulching, which has been very cool. And I've been out on a few wildlife walks. Haha, just my thinking. Oh, look, a birdie. What Joe Blogger said. Is it just me, or are they on the wrong sides? Are you saying normally we're like the other way around?
Oh, I haven't noticed that.
You might notice that the cameras are slightly different sizes as well. It's we have our lovely producer Thistle in the background tonight, helping out. So my hands are free. I don't have to do lots of stuff, which is great.
Sit back.
It's like Ant
It's
and
okay.
Dec the other way around. It's Sparkle.
This evening it's Deccan and it's like, hang on, something's wrong.
It's normally Nick and Andy, not Andy and Nick.
That's true. We got sort of everything, like the titles, the notifications,
Yeah.
everything's gone around.
So no, it's been a good week. And I went out on Sunday morning for a little wildlife walk. And yeah, I saw I got some really cool stuff. Not
Ooh,
stuff I've
exciting.
not seen before, but definitely stuff that perked my interest and got the camera snapping away goodo.
Nice. That sounds great. I'm excited to see what you see now.
So yeah, are we there? Are we the right way round now? I think we are. I think we're the
No
correct
one's
way
for a
round
thing.
now.
And thank
That's
you
what says
again,
you are.
Thistle, for producing.
The world is righted. You might notice as well, folks, up in the top corner here, we have just up here. Is it up there?
I
Am I
can
pointing the
point
right way? I'm sure I'm
which way
pointing the right way.
direction?
Yeah,
Up here?
up there. Yeah, right above Nick's head, it says species count 193. We're up to 193 different species so far. And we're
Almost
moving it.
200.
We're into our second month so far, so 193. Obviously, it's going to take off so much faster in the coming
Hmm.
months. I'm expecting basically from March onwards it to start to accelerate hugely.
Oh,
Uh,
we should graph each week, like cumulative total and
that'd be difficult. That'd be difficult.
stats.
Yeah, that'd be challenge. That's a proper challenge. That one. I'll leave that one up to you. Someone can do a pivot table for that.
Ooh, pivot. Anyway,
Difficult to do retroactively. Yes,
I guess we have the streams all
we
recorded and
do.
stuff, but
Yeah, they do say.
yeah,
Remember, it's only the third week we've done this as well. So
exactly. Yeah,
yeah, it's only the third week. So it'd start pretty high, and then it'd like nice creeping up because it was 120 was the first week, wasn't it?
yeah. I think it's like what mid 120s, and then
Yeah,
it
it
was
was 120.
160
Yeah, something like that.
last week. So we got up like another 30-ish from
Yeah,
last week, which is every week I'm like, oh yeah, we've seen like a few things, and it's like double what I thought it was going to be. It's amazing.
Yes, Birdie, I have gone back to the start of the year. So that's what I did when I put together the sheet. And if you want access to the sheet, the link is on our Discord channel, but it's also, you just need to put in count and up it
Whoa,
pops. There you
look at
go.
that.
So yeah, so I went all the way back to the 1st of January, and then I have looked for everything, and you can, and that's where it's all come from. And then obviously there's the stuff that we've seen added into that as well. You won't see those images on our Discord channels, but they are on our streams. So hey, Pookie. So yeah, all cool.
Exciting.
It's very good. Anyway, shall we move on? Shall we jump into our wildlife encounters just because it's
Oh,
been?
let's go for it. Yeah.
Let's do it. Let's do it. I'm gonna let you go first this time.
Oh, we're going to mute first. Okay.
Yeah.
So, what should I start with? I'll start with I'll go with my nest because then the rest of them will like collect
Ooh,
together.
nice.
So this I put on our ID help um, tab on our Discord channel, and thankfully I had some help. I think it was Pooh, or was it Barnacle? I think had we had a chat about it on Friday. That's the one. Yes. So on Friday stream, myself and Barnacle had a little chat, and I think our final agreement was a wren for this nest. So this was on top of a large, like, blanket bog, heathland, moorland kind of expanse. And then there's a few conifer plantations around, and there was a small clump of 4 or 5 trees. And this was inside one of them at about head height. And I had another photo which I put on our Discord of my hand next to it. So it was about roughly 10 by 10 by 10 centimeters, maybe a bit bigger than that, about 12 or so. And yeah, I had a chat about it with Barnacle. I've been doing a
So
bit
what's
of
it?
research.
Yeah, so what's it made of?
I think it's vast majority moss.
Okay.
Um, I think there's like a few bits of grass could put in it as well. But on the inside, it was quite bare. So it was just like moss. There's no lining as such. So wren nests might have a feather lining if they're in use. So the male might build, or male will build, several kind of rudimentary nests for the female to choose from. So
Hmm.
maybe this was one of the male's show homes as such, and then didn't get picked by the female. So maybe we get picked this coming season, or maybe not. Um,
You got a lot of work to
yeah,
do to it.
it was a
If she
pretty good
rejected it
nick.
last year, she'll reject it again this
That's
year. So
true. Spice up. I put like a nice window, maybe knock a wall down here or there. I don't know. Get someone in, get some work in it. Yeah, have
yeah,
cozy potential. It did look very cozy. It was like pretty windy out, like outside the little tree in the group. So I can imagine in that little bundle of moss, right packed against the trunk, it must have been pretty cozy. So that was a cool find. That was very cool. Check for a
that's all.
resale sign. Yeah, for rent. Yes. Feels
If
may
yours may
not
not,
return. Ooh.
yes, if they get in touch with estate agents in London.
Please phone this number if you're interested in viewing the property. Um, I thought it was very cool. Um, and then the rest of my encounters all came from Saturday. So I went on a beach clean and shark egg case hunt, like a joint thing,
Ooh,
which was great fun. Just a lovely day being out on the beach. A new one for me, Dinas Dintley here in North Wales. Very lovely beach view of the mountains, and it's just a lovely beach, like mainly pebbly with a few kind of smaller, I guess call it grit sizes, but like smaller. What do you call it? Like smaller than a pebble, but bigger than sand. Shingle, not really shingle. Small rocky
shale,
bit. Shell maybe,
shale,
but yeah, some
gravel
gravel.
says
Thank
Barnacle.
you. Yes, that's the right word. Gravel. And a bit of sand as well, but a nice mix. But I'll start with. I'll go with my boring rock, which you think, that's a boring rock. That's not very interesting. But Haha, it is a play on words. Boring is in the digging sense. Because I'm very exciting like that. Yes, boring rock, because it's been bored into, probably by rock boring clams, is my guess. I'm not very well experienced with shore, like shoreline things, so barnacle, I imagine you're much better than I am. But my best guess was rock boring clams, possibly piddocks, which could be Pholus dactylus or Barnia candida. But if anyone, I think Nathan would know and Barnacle would know as well. So if you have any ideas, please say. Piddocks, okay, cool. So they're like a collection of a few species of rock boring clams, which are a collective name of piddocks, which is just a great word as well. A piddock.
So when they bore through the clam, are they eating the minerals from the clam, from the rock? Sorry.
I think so, and they also use it. Actually, no, they don't. I think they. I'm not sure. Do they dissolve? Like, is it chemical or physical breakdown? I have to look this up actually. Do. I know that they'll form this tunnel and then they live inside it because they're actually filter feeders. So they'd live inside and then stick out little like filter and feed off things floating in the water. How do piddocks eat rocks? That's not the right thing. Bore into rocks. Suck like footer, then twisting its shell to drill. Oh, so it is like a physical drilling action as such. Wow.
I can just see them twisting, going. I
Rotating,
can't go.
getting
I,
really
I, I
dizzy.
can't go all the way around because I'll end up hitting stuff and get tangled in all my wires and things. So
When we reach affiliate, you have to do a piddock impression with the channel point rotation. You have to spin around on your chair.
I'll have to move back and I'll have to take my headphones off.
Oh, I look forward to that day. So to shipworm, yes, I think because I think shipworms are wood. They burrow into wood, if I'm correct. Shipworm shells like a bivalve serrated cap on top of worm. Yeah. But yeah, I just thought they looked very pretty. These rocks. Looks almost like a sponge kind of thing, just like surprisingly light because so much of the rock
Yeah,
has
because
been
there's nothing left in it.
bored out. Yeah, balls into woods. That's a shipworm. Thank you, Barnacle. Oh, you know so much. This is great. Pumice vibes. It does. If you had smaller worms and things burrowing into it.
Good for the calluses on your hands.
That's true. Oh, I should have kept them. But that was a really lovely thing. I thought they were very pretty and looked into it and found some cool things. And then my other ones were it is half of a shark, so it is dead, but it's not gory as such. As like it's quite desiccated or quite dried out. But if you do not want to see a bit of a disheveled shark, then look away now, and we'll let you know when the pictures have gone. But I'll take up my first picture of nursehound shark now. I could. So quite a few of these nursehound sharks. So I think also named small spotted cat shark, quite a common or a very common shark, relatively. We get, especially here in North Wales, so the Llyn Peninsula we have up here in Northwest Wales is quite a good established breeding population of them up here. And one of the cool things was, so I'll go to my second photo, please, Thistle, was that a closer inspection on the shark, you could actually see some of the shark egg cases left inside,
Oh
which
wow!
if I had some previously when I talked about this back in, I think it was like May or so.
Yeah.
Oh, you decided not to photograph a demo for the list this week. Unfortunately, mine was fresh. Oh, yeah, mine was much more dried out and crispy, so not as gory or grotesque or gruesome as some would put it. But yes, the shark egg case is all mermaid purses, as they're sometimes called. The very kind of almost leathery, like really tough keratin cased cases. They're like long, good few inches long. And it was weird seeing them in their natural, well, not habitat, but where they come from the shark before being laid.
Oh yeah, that's really good.
Which is very cool, but very
You can see
just felt odd because you've always seen them on the beach and things. This was really cool.
Oh yeah, that's
Oh yeah, so here's what the case looks like. Thank you, Lissel. But this one, if you see, there was a wiggling tail in the video, and this was an intact shark. And egg case, there is a baby nursehound shark in that egg case, which one of the people on the event picked up and didn't realize there was actually one in there. So it was loose on the beach. So we put it back into the sea. So hopefully it'll be able to make it. Because if it's still in there and swimming out, then it should have enough energy to break out. Fingers crossed. It is hopefully out there in the sea. You could take pics and mark them as spoilers for Discord. That's true. People can choose whether or not to view. That's a very good idea, actually. So you can post them on Discord, have a spoiler, and say in the caption, spoiler warning for a dead animal. That is a good idea. A friend of mine is tasked with lifting and transporting washed up sea mammal carcasses for work. And I happen to be visiting him at work, and he got a call out. Wow. Would that be BDNLR? I know they do like marine mammal rescues as such. So if they are stranded but still alive, I think there may be another organization that takes dead specimens for studies and things like that. But yes, that was
Northern
my
Ireland is
cool.
DAERA.
Ah, Dura. Yes. Very cool. Yeah, I do love the marine side of wildlife and nature. It's a very good winter hobby as such, because there's still so much going on in the winter, and I feel like so much terrestrial and aerial wildlife shuts down for the winter. Yeah, Department for Agriculture and Environment. That's the one. Thank you, everybody. But yeah, so that's my main ones, and then shall I just go into my species spotlight?
Yeah, go for it.
Go for it. But one of the most interesting bits for me was I'll go to my first photo, please. This all was the slipper limpets. So we had someone from the local wildlife trust here, kind of sort of like half helping with the event and just being there to tell us about everything. And she's one of those people who just oozes enthusiasm, and it's so much fun just to talk to. Like, what's this? What's that? And he's like, oh yes, it's this, and they're like, oh, I love those kinds of people. So this was a slipper limpet, which I learned about. So this was my highlight for the week. So slipper limpet, and their scientific name is Crepidula fornicata, and that means a small arched boot. So crepidula means small boot in Latin, and fornicata comes from the Latin word fornix, meaning arch, which is very cool. I'll go on to my second picture. The second and third picture for these I did not take. These are from the Sussex Wildlife Trust, but I realized I didn't get quite a key photo because they get their name from when you turn upside down, that they look a bit like a slipper. So I have that very kind of pinky coloring on the inside. Very pretty. These are gastropods, so they're marine snail. They're not a bivalve, which they might look quite similar to. They're quite a distinct looking limpet. So that nice kind of teardrop shape instead of the kind of conical, quite rugged look of the common limpet we have. And they're native to the Western Atlantic, so mainly on the east coast of North America. And since the early 20th century, this species has been introduced to many places. So in the Pacific, it was introduced to Washington State, so the northwest of the US, and Japan, and then lots of parts of Western Europe, so UK, Denmark, Norway, Sweden, France, Italy, Netherlands, and the Spain. Hi, Bird Chris. They are very invasive, yes. In the UK, they can be found largely along the south coast, but commonly found along the west coast all the way up to Anglesey, sorry, I'm in North Wales, and Spurn Point in Yorkshire on the east coast. But there are records found across all the UK and Ireland, so much more common in the south than they are in the north. They are very fun. They do look very cool, but it's annoying because they're invasive, so they're not meant to be here.
Like so many other things.
I know. So they're introduced here by fishing, so maybe kind of like oyster fishing and things. So brought all the way over from the West Atlantic, and now they've found their home here because they don't have any predators over here in these parts. They do very well, but they do affect our native oyster reefs. So they like to kind of ingest sediment along with the food, and then they excrete what's called pseudofeces. So this is just like the silt and the sand, which they did ingest with the food, and then just excrete out the sand which they can't digest. So it makes the sediments where they live much more silty and anoxic, so lacking oxygen, which makes it a lot harder for the native oyster beds to recover because they're doing very badly now over a lot of fishing, climate change. There's quite a few things which have been making all their oysters numbers to decline a lot. And we don't think that slipper limpets were a big contribution to the numbers of oysters decreasing, but they think it is having quite a large impact on their recovery. Fish don't need shoes. That's another big reason. But they do over in the Western Atlantic, so the US fish need lots of shoes. Not even a eel. Oh, Chris. That's a good one. Yes, what else have I got to do? Yes, so I got to my third picture. Again, this is not my picture, this is from the Sussex Wildlife Trust. But after storms, you can find groups of these slipper limpets living in stacks. This is where you usually find them, with up to 12 individuals in one stack. So these are usually about depths up to 70 meters off the coast, but after big storms, they can get washed up. So with these stacks, you have the largest and the oldest slipper limpets at the bottom, and these are female, and then the smaller shells at the top are males. However, if all the females at the bottom die, the largest male will turn into a female. So these are sequential hermaphrodites. So they change sex within their lifetime, as opposed to the other type of hermaphroditism, which is simultaneous hermaphroditism. So they'd have maybe even within the same breeding season have both sex organs, so produce both types of gametes. But these ones will start male and then turn to female when they need to as such, which I thought was very cool. It looks like a right goblin. It does actually. It has a bit of a face on that one, doesn't it? But yes. Sorry about that. But yes, these are invasive. So if you do see them out and about, then please do remove them and record them with your preferred recording platform. But yeah, I was curious, Barnacle, have you come across these up in Scotland? Because there was a few like videos and projects I was looking at whilst I was doing some research, and there were some oyster.
I like that, Birdie. That's very good.
Oh, Birdie. Bag gum in XDT campaign. The slipper limpet stack will invade your nearby village and coastal area. Yes, Edward, they. Oh, no, for you, so you haven't seen them. That's interesting. France has been considering trying to farm and market and sell these because they are edible, but they are invasive, so there's been a lot of backlash to that. But yes, stack limpet, yes. But yeah, that was the slipper limpet, which I thought was very cool. So I learned this week.
Limpet. So that's a new one to add to our list.
Hooray!
That puts us up to 194. Now, the question is, do we allow dead things on the list? Or is it only
We
living?
did have a live one in the egg, if we're counting the nurse
so
hound
you
shark.
did. So you did. So that was a nurse shark.
Nurse hound shark, yeah.
Nurse hound shark.
In Scotland, the only recorded slipper limpet sighting was around the Isle of May 2001. Huh. I think I was watching a video by Mossy Earth, who has a few projects around, and they were working this one in Scotland. Oh, what was it? Above Inverness, and they had quite a few sightings in, I think, around the Inverness region, and I think a bit south, a bit further south as well, but they hadn't reached above that point. I think about a year ago was the last video I saw. But they are spreading, so it's probably just a matter of time before they spread up to UK. But they are apparently they're northern end of the range, so kind of getting into Scotland, going across into Scandinavia, so going up to like Finland, Sweden, that area where the cooler waters are. That is stopping them spreading north, as they seem to function much less efficiently, much slower going up there. So maybe that's enough.
It's
Yeah,
not a
lots of the
small
others
spotted
aren't
cat.
present.
It's not the small spotted cat shark. That's not the same thing, is it?
Let me check.
Than the nursehound shark.
Nursehound. Which was nursehound?
I know, Birdie. Humans do not count for the list.
Large catch. No, so nursehound is separate. They are also the large cat shark, but not the lesser spotted cat shark. I always get those two mixed up.
There we go. So
Just
that's
my
now up to
eel
195 for our species count.
Oh,
look at that live updates.
Bam, just like that.
It's family photo and wildlife encounters. Yes, Barnacle.
Put in the joke of like your in-laws being a different species or something like that. Just realized my eel joke was entirely unwarranted when the fish was called a salt. Oh, you could have made a double one, a double joke.
You're a selfie on Birdie.
I'm really looking forward to like a wildlife, because we did have that when you visited and Birdie put a photo of you in the wildlife encounters.
Yeah.
Found a presenter, so I do enjoy the odd selfie in wildlife encounters. Screenshot the stream. Found on Twitch.
Brilliant. That's cool though. Seeing that kind of stuff, like especially the live egg, is amazing.
Yeah.
That was very funky, and that's on a beach clean. That's how much do you know how many bags were picked up? As in, like,
so we had about 40 people, mainly students, come, and we picked up 24 kilos of rubbish in bin bags, and then we had 2 lobster pots and this massive bundle of rope, which was amongst seaweed as well. So it was about 70 kilos of rubbish. And the exciting thing was because it was also a shark egg case hunt, we managed to collect 1,883, I think it was, but 1,800 shark egg cases, which was amazing. I think we had 5 different species, which was very, very cool. So yeah, that went off to the Shark Trust, all that data.
That's amazing. That's true. Honestly, that is phenomenal. Like Birdie says, "Damn guys, nice work." Barnacle, holy cow, nice work. Yeah, fantastic. Well done to everybody who took part. I hope it was a great day and the weather wasn't too horrible.
It was lovely. It was very still, which was the main thing. So it was like a bit cool in the air. So if you weren't doing anything, it was a bit chilly, but it made you like get out and do stuff. So it was perfect weather. Very nice to be out and about.
Look at that. Wow. Very nice.
Yeah. How about you?
Ooh.
I'm excited to hear yours.
So I said on Wednesday that I was thinking about going back to Skylark again. So I've gone to the same nature reserve for 2 weekends on the bounce now. And I'm very tempted to go back a third time. Screenshots the stream. That does bring up the question: can you tick species you have only seen via a screen? Does it matter how far away it is? And if you are pointing the camera yourself, what about night vision scopes? Oh, Bird of Chris. So I think the
like a rule page now.
Yeah, I think the important thing is, okay, so we trust you guys. So if you say that you've seen this and there's a picture and you can kind of make it out, we're going to. So Andy picks count.
Well,
Okay, we're going to include
Nick
Andy
picks if they're
picks.
good enough.
Nick picks if they're good enough. I meant in general, not for our list. But yeah, I think Andy picks or Nick picks. It's like asking all the questions. Well, I've ticked for my bird list. Birds I can only ID from a very zoomed in photo. Yeah, it is challenging, and I think like I've seen a lot of stuff this year that I can't put on the list because I haven't taken a photograph of it. So, for example, red
Mm.
kites. We don't have red kite on the list yet. I've seen multiple red kites. Yeah, I can't add that because I haven't taken a photograph, and we haven't had a photograph of a red kite yet on the uh,
Yeah.
eh, on our wildlife encounters channel. So there's just an example. Uh, but if you can get a photograph of it, and we can kind of tell what it is with your help saying this is what it is. So, for
Mm.
example, Chris, I think your whipper swan / Buick swan picture is a great example of that. You could tell that there was lots of swans, but we couldn't tell which swans they were. Yet we've added whipper and Buick swan to the list because you said that
Swansea.
that's what was there. So, and as Birdie says, if it's for your own list, it doesn't matter. You make up the rules for your own list. For example, I have red
Good
kite
job,
on my
Emma.
own list. So
Yeah.
I'm going to look to improve on my sketchy otter pics from last week. That's barnacle.
I'm pretty confident you could tell they were otters. Like otter-like things in the water, so.
Yeah, I tried to get dolphins porpoise on Monday for your list, but the sea was too rough. Oh, that's a shame. That'd be very cool though. The one that I'm surprised at that we haven't managed to get yet, and I might be able to get for us next week, is fox. So we haven't seen any red foxes on the list yet.
True.
So I
I feel
I
like
saw I
pictures are hard.
yeah I saw fox Monday morning. I got up
Ooh,
and I looked out the window, and there was one across the road from me moving through the gardens of like my neighbours, and
cool.
I just didn't have like camera or anything on me. And by the time I would have gone and got my camera and come
Yeah.
back, it would have disappeared. So it's one of those things. But yeah, so things like foxes, badgers. Barnacle says,
I
"Oh,
wonder
well,
if there's.
you won't be finding any foxes from me. No, I dove past
I
what
wonder
looked
if
like a
there's. Yeah.
cattle egret today, and I didn't have my camera. I hate that. Yeah,
Oh.
but the thing is, Birdie, if you take your camera, you won't see it.
Nothing turns up. They know. Oh, a badger would be
No,
love one to go photograph.
you won't see it. Anyway, talking about egrets.
Ooh, what a good segue into.
Talking about egrets, it's not a cattle egret, but it is definitely an egret we didn't have on the list.
Oh, there we go.
So if I can get my first picture up, please, of the egret.
They do 100% know. Oh, the RSPB big on birdwatch. They absolutely know. Anyway, egret, yay!
So here we go. So this is a little egret. This is at Skylark Nature Reserve here in Nottingham. Again, fantastic little nature reserve. I love it. It's nice and quiet as well. I'm sure it's going to be so much busier in the spring and summer when the weather gets better.
Yeah.
And this was a very cold day.
Mm.
Egrets, I've had a few, but not too few. Not too few to mention. Yeah. So this is the second egret species we're putting on our list. You can tell the difference between a great egret and a little egret. Great egret's much taller. Normally stands up very straight with a tall neck. It's got a yellow bill, and little egret's got a black bill. And the most distinguishing feature for me, other than its size, is its yellow feet on black legs. Looks like it's
Mm.
wearing socks, like
So
trainer
cute.
socks. So it's very cool. So there we go. Right, moving on to the next bird. I'm going to go for my song thrush. So I said last week that I hadn't realised that there's a second part on the other side of the road
Oh yes, you say, yeah.
to the reserve. So I went in there. It's a bit more wooded. There was a pond in there as well, quite a large pond. And I was walking around, and I wasn't really seeing a lot until I came to a clearing, and there was birds on like this grassy area. And to start off with is this song thrush, which is a beautiful bird. I absolutely adore them. And there was a whole bunch of them, literally not hopping along; they were sprinting along.
Yeah.
Let's say little legs going
Places to be.
across the ground, and stopping occasionally and looking for food, and all that kind of stuff. It was amazing. But also
Oh.
on there were green woodpeckers, and I managed to get what I think are better pictures of green woodpeckers. So we're going to start off with
Ooh.
female one, F1, please.
F1.
F1. This is the female that I saw. And this was actually the first bird I saw when I got to the nature reserve. It flew in
Wow.
and landed about 20 meters in front of me.
It was the last bird, wasn't it, last week?
It was the last bird last week. This was the first bird this week.
Is that right?
And I was stood watching and photographing this bird for it must have been 20 minutes, moving through the long grass.
I love that feeling.
And you can see it popping its head up and down occasionally, and then feeding and stuff like that. So much so, in fact, that when I was watching it, I had the camera up taking pictures. I was looking at the binoculars. Other birders were coming up and asking me what I was looking at. What have you seen? I'm like, it's a green woodpecker just there. And then another one flew in. In all, I saw 8 different green woodpeckers that day. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I don't think I've ever
So,
seen more than one. That's really cool.
so they seem to love this, like the grasslands at this place. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
If we go on to the next picture, please, Barnacle. I'm pretty sure it is. Let's do M1.
Yeah, barnacles just blends in so well with the vegetation. They really do. I think like the olive green must stand out so much, but actually like the patches of like moss and things, it just disappears, and like the dead grass and things. It's very cool.
So this is a male, and this was in the same area as the song thrush was.
Nice.
I always feel bad when other birders ask, "Oh, what have you spotted?" And it's like a robin or something. But I think that shows like
Get excited about it.
your excitement about all bird species, and I think that's really important.
Yeah. If they're not excited about the robin, oh,
Sucks to be them. You're right, birder Chris.
yeah, sucks to be them.
So yeah, so this is a beautiful male, and I managed to get a lot closer. I got within 10 meters of this one, and you can tell it's looking at me. That's it actually looking directly at me while I'm taking the picture.
You're next.
Moving its head to the left.
Brings with it 7 friends.
So yeah, and I was quite lucky with this one as well, because actually, so I'm stood taking this picture, and the ground in front of me rises sharply to fundamentally my head height, and then moves
cool.
back. So it was really good. So I don't have to lie down to take this picture or anything. It is
Taken by entity.
Yeah. So there we go. And if we move on to the final green woodpecker image, this was the last bird I saw on the way out. It flew
First
in.
and last.
This is another male. And I really like this shot just because it shows you the colour on the back, which is just so beautiful.
What Barnacle was saying, like, it does just blend in so well.
Yeah.
So cool.
Such a lovely, lovely bird.
What a cool experience. It was 8 you saw that day.
8 different. So there's actually 2. There's another one right to the left. There's a female to the left of this male. And they're kind of moving around together. And I did get a picture of the female, but it didn't come out very well. So
Yeah.
and
Very cool.
she moved into the undergrowth and kind of disappeared when I was looking at this one. Wee punky red stripe, indeed.
Yeah, so bold. Yeah, red on bird, so striking. It's like
Cool.
a proper like bright red as well.
Yeah. To move on to the final bird that I saw that day, we have the lesser black-backed gull.
Ooh, nice. Do love the gulls.
So you may remember last week I was talking about trying to get better at identifying different gulls. I thought this was a lesser, and I asked on our ID help on channel on Discord, and I'm pretty sure it was Nathan confirmed that it was a lesser, which is really good. But I thought I would talk about lessers and greater black-backed gulls because I think they're probably the two hardest to distinguish between.
Yeah.
So the lesser black-backed gull with its dark grey back and yellow legs. If you put the second image up, please, Thistle. Is as much at home in our towns and cities as it is along our wilder coast. During the summer month, the lesser black-backed gull breeds in colonies on wind-swept, low-lying coastal islands, but it also breeds on the flat roofs of city centre buildings and industrial units. Part of the breeding populations head south during the winter, the autumn, to winter across the coast of southern Spain, Portugal, and northwest Africa. BTO research has demonstrated that artificial reefs of offshore wind farms may have positive effect on lesser black-backed gull, providing them with new feeding opportunities. Which of these steal chips? I think they all steal chips, Thistle. But especially herring gulls. It's normally herring gulls that are the worst for it.
Opportunistic.
So if I go to my IDing book, a must for everybody. So an adult has a dark grey back and upper wings. The black wingtips, as you can see from this, are appreciably darker than the rest of the upper wing. Although birds from the Baltic are almost uniformly black across the entire upper wing, there is a white trailing edge to the inner 2/3 of the upper wing, and the rest of the plumage is white. The bill is yellow with an orange spot, as you can see from this one at the end. The iris is yellow, which is there, and the orbital ring red. It also has yellow legs as well, which you can just make out between the ground and the bird itself. Yeah, there you go. Thank you. And do you know which gull's next to it?
Looks like a black-headed gull to me.
It is a black-headed gull.
Nice. Barnacle said it looks like it's nipping a tail feather. Oh, I like that. It's like you're in my favourite perching spot.
So there we go. So that is a lesser black-backed gull. This is on the UK Amber list. And we're going to do our little competitions and stuff as we normally do.
Ooh.
So productivity and nesting has one brood, which is normally about 3 eggs in a brood. Survival and longevity. Okay, so typical lifespan is 15 years, with breeding typically at 4 years. What do we think the oldest recorded from ringing lesser black-backed gull is?
Of course, it's like a coastal seabird having average of 15. They tend to swim for the reptile colour. That's true. 27 to the birdie. Yeah. I'm trying to think what other ones we had like around that age. I'm thinking like, yeah, towards what Bird Chris is saying, I'm going to say like 34 and a half.
Okay, so we've got 27. Bird Chris is saying 32. Thistle said 52. Barnacle's gone 36. Piggy's gone 29. These are all fantastic guesses. You said 34 and a half, so you're saying 34 years in 6 months.
Yeah, and 12 days.
And 12 days.
Yeah. Precision. That's my guess. Oh, I forgot to mention my my slipper limpet age. Slipper limpets live between 5 and 10 years.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. croaked on its birthday. Oh, barnacle! They always die just after their birthday, don't they?
So I'm going to say that somebody is 4 months and 15 days out.
Ooh, we did well, everyone.
4 months and 15 days out. The maximum age from ringing for lesser blackback gull is 34 years, 10 months, and 27 days, set in the year 2000.
Whoa!
So you are 4 months and 15 days out.
Wow. I'm impressed. I
Well
think as an
done.
average, though, we got like bang on with that. Like 52 to 27, 36, 29, 32. Well done, everyone.
Cool.
That's
So
old.
now we're going to move on to the greater blackback gull, the great blackback gull, which I showed an image of last week. I'm going to show the same image, just so we can see the difference. What's the prize, says Birdie? No prize, just pride.
Here is your lesser blackback gull.
So here's the great blackback gull.
Oh,
So you
chunky.
can automatically see them. So obviously we don't have them right next to each other, and I don't have a bird in both of them that gives you the size comparison. But you can tell the difference from how dark the back is on this one. The other one's a little bit lighter, whereas this is much closer to a charcoal color.
Yeah.
So adult has an almost uniformly dark back and upper wings, although the wingtips sometimes appear marginally darker than the rest of the wings in good light. Note the white patch at the very tip of the wings and the broad white trailing edge running along almost the entire length of the wing. The plumage is otherwise white. The bill is yellow with an orange spot. It also doesn't have yellow legs. Much more of a pinky leg colour.
Yeah.
So if you really struggle to differentiate between... So if you don't see them both next to each other, because the size difference is like quite substantial. So the length of a lesser is normally 55 to 60 centimetres, whereas for a great blackback it's 64 to 79.
Oh.
Well, thank you for putting them both next to each other, Lakshmi.
Oh. You can pretend they perch next to each other very
Yeah.
helpfully.
So you can really tell the difference in like how, like the difference in darkness. Now, if I had a picture of a herring gull, and the lesser is more the size of a herring gull, you put them both next to each other, and you could again tell the difference between the colour and the back. So it's a lot lighter on a herring gull.
I think the black-headed gull behind the lesser is almost like that silvery herring gull back on it. The lesser looks bigger.
It does.
It's just close to the camera. It's just close to the camera.
This one is big.
Perspective.
This one is very close.
Oh, in Dutch, it's greater or lesser cloak gull. That's a cool name, cloak gulls.
Cool. So this impressive
gull
gull can be seen at coastal locations throughout the year, but is less commonly encountered at inland sites, which is why I was surprised to see the great last week. Sorry. Although great blackback gulls breed at coastal sites around much of our coast, they are absent from most of the North Sea coast. The highest breeding season densities are to be found around the Northern Isles, northwest Scotland, and the Atlantic coast of southwest Ireland. The pronounced pattern of winter abundance, which is greater in the eastern half of Britain, underlines the arrival of wintering individuals from Scandinavia. Ringing data link these birds with populations in Norway and Sweden. The great blackback gull is a UK list red. Okay, so it is endangered. Productivity nesting, again, one brood. How many nests? 2 to 3 eggs in a nest. Okay. Survival, longevity. Okay, so there's no average here. So how old do you think the oldest from ringing great black-backed gull is? Now remember, the lesser was 34 years, 10 months, and 27 days. What do we think the great black-backed gull is?
It's going to be a bit more, but not that much. I'm going to think like 39 years, 4 months, and 3 days.
So Birdie said
That was
41. So what have you said? Sorry, 39.
39 years, 4 months, and 3 days. I think I said.
Okay.
But yeah, 39. We used to throw bread out the window for goals when we were kids. I think it's like the classic
This was
birders when
said
they want to go gulling.
40.
They like get a loaf of bread and just throw it out to get all the gulls coming. Just going cautious at 40.
29 in 3 days. Barnacle's gone
Again,
less.
party's hard.
You
That's
said
true. It could be like
33. Okay. I'm thinking, yeah, party's hard. I think it party's hard too. So it was set in 2015, and
yeah.
it is less than the lesser. It's 26
Oh
years, 8 months, and 8 days.
wow, quite
But
considerably less actually.
the fact that they don't have an average age span kind of suggests that they don't have a lot of data.
Yeah. Huh.
So I'm going to try and get the Gallic right for these. I apologize, Barnacle. So for the Great Blackback Gull, it's Farspag.
Farspag.
So Farspag. Farspag.
Okay, fastbag. I feel like fartsbag.
Farspag.
I was like,
Not
sounds like an
Farspag. No, it's
insult.
no T. Farspag.
Farspag. Huh.
Barnacle's currently holding her head. That'll do. That's all right then. That'll do.
Yes. It's a pass.
For lesser, Farspag Big. Or Bag. I can't remember the EAG. Fartsbag.
Fartsbag big. So saying fartsbag big.
Bake.
Ah,
So Farspag Bake. There you go.
fartsbag big. Thank you, Barnacle.
For lesser.
That's cool.
And there we go.
Do you know what that literally translate to? I'm curious if they have like, because people saying like cloak gull. That's like a really cool name there. So I wonder if Gallic has like a cool literal meaning as well. Very cool. Thank you for a little lesson there, an idea. That could be Norse. Huh.
See, I just thought it'd be nice to learn these things together, so we can all go out and hopefully we can see these birds and go, oh, I know what that is. I know that that's a lesser or a great blackback gull.
Yeah, no, I think some of the stuff I've learned from here has just been really handy. It's like, yes, small little tidbits to remember about why doing a certain thing, and it's very handy. So thank you.
Cool. And that's it. That's our focus out the way. Our wildlife, our spag is a foot paw. Sounds like spack with a long A. Spack. Spag.
Spag. Spark.
So it's paw. Foot.
Huh. Cool. I remember. I think one of my most vivid memories of seeing a great black whale was on Rathlin, and next to the viewing platform, it must have caught, I think, like a guillemot or razorbill chick, and it's eating it on the platform. And then we were coming down and scared it off. But it's just the size of them,
They're
because you see them like
massive.
really far away, but it's only about 5 meters in front, and it is just huge. Like, oh my gosh, it's not a little chippy herring gull kind of thing. It's like a massive beast of a thing. Just eat the whole chippy itself.
I'm surprised they did.
Hefty is a good word.
I'm surprised they just didn't not grab it by the head and knock the the chick back in one, because that's what I've watched herring gulls on Atterbury Nature Reserve pick up goslings,
Yeah.
and literally just the adult geese are trying to protect their goslings as they're moving across the water as they do, because they do them in colonies, don't they, as they go around, and like the herring gulls are just diving and taking the chicks out. and you're like,
Yeah.
and then they're landing somewhere,
Incredible.
and they're all fighting over it, and one of them literally just knocks it back
Just
in
'cause
one and swallows it,
yeah.
and you're like, wow, okay,
It's just
just
insane. Like a bit like a snake who just kind of
yeah,
eat anything. There was this one video, which we showed to lots of the education groups that came on SCOMA, of a greater blackback gull eating a whole rabbit, like a whole adult rabbit, and it takes about 2 minutes just looking clunk, 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 getting down there, and by the time it's there, you can just tell it can't move for like a few hours. It's just stuck to the ground. But
it's like
it's just incredible slowly seeing the entire rabbit going down. It's huge things, but awesome birds. Very cool birds. Yeah, awful and impressive. The kids were just amazed. It's like, it's not going to do that. I was like, oh my god, it's doing it. It was just, yeah, education at its finest.
it's like watching cormorants catch like fish, and
Yeah.
that fish is being humongous, and somehow it managed to swallow this huge trout or whatever it happens to be. I've seen a painted stork catch a big fish like that. Yeah,
Oh, that's cool.
it's just
Very cool.
amazing. So here's a question for you, because
Ooh.
I'm not 100% sure. Birdie, you put a fantastic picture of a great cormorant on our Wildlife Encounters channel. Is the great cormorant the same cormorant that we see here on the mainland, as in Great Britain, or is it a different species? Because I've never heard of it referred to as a great cormorant before.
Yeah, I assumed it was, or assumed, I think I did a quick looking up and I thought it was the same, but
I thought it was the same thing as well, and Google wasn't exactly helpful.
yeah.
Pookie says the same. Birdie says the same. Fantastic. Okay, that's great. Thank you very much for clarifying. Because I am aware that there are different types of cormorant. It's just that I've never heard of great cormorant before. So, hey Nathan.
Hi, Nathan. Hope you're
Cool.
doing well.
Right. Yeah, wildlife encounters and species focus. Done.
Bam.
Awesome.
Birds and slipper limpets.
I don't know if Thistle has put any images from our Discord channel on this time. Sorry I'm late with rock pulling and saw the rarest nudie branch I've ever seen.
Oh, Nathan, I saw that. I was gonna come out tonight as well. I saw that. I really want to, but I've just been feeling really rough the last few days and I couldn't. Ah, next time.
I'm assuming you got pictures, Nathan, and those pictures will be going on our encounters. I can share the Discord channel through screen share. Yes, let's do that.
Oh,
Let's have a
go
start.
for it.
Let's have a look at from last Wednesday. So last Thursday, please. Third record for the Men Eye Straight. Oh, amazing.
Record for mystery. Oh, awesome.
Oh, please do, Nathan.
So cool.
Oh.
It's me. No, that way. No.
Please wait while we organize the screens. This is the same thing that happens every week. There it is.
Nice.
Fabulous. So we need to go back to the
When was the
6th,
last one?
please. Please, elevator music, says Birder Chris. Do. Yes, so here we go. So we're going to start off with Barnacle and the lovely little vine weevil.
Oh, so cute.
Got added to our list last week, which is fab. Moving on. This is when Pookie makes my green woodpecker images look rubbish. So we have a lovely green woodpecker here. The next one I absolutely adore.
Oh, peeking over.
Peeking over the
So cool.
fence.
Peeking
Look
over
at
at
that.
Pookie.
Look at that. It's looking at you, Pookie. You can see you taking the picture. That's another
I'm
male.
coming for you.
And then we move on to a buzzard. A couple of images of buzzards.
It broke the post. Flew in
Did
so
it
hard,
really?
snapped it clean in two.
Those buzzards. Fab. The colouring on that one's fantastic. And then this is a rose-ringed parakeet.
Lovely.
They were nesting. Is that the woodpeckers or the parakeet? The
Oh,
parakeets.
that's
Now
cool.
that's interesting. Hope you noted down where that nest was happening, Pookie, so you can keep us informed about how it progresses.
Weekly updates.
We then move on to another bird which is added to our list, the tawny owl. The first owl onto our list. So if you want to try and add to our list, there you go. There's owls are a great place to go, but we have the tawny now. Middle spotted woodpeckers. Well, I will be damned, says Barnacle.
Nice.
Tawny could be on eggs as well at the moment. Yes.
True.
Which you'd think would be surprising, but I'm not surprised at that at all. Great spotted woodpeckers. I love the moss on that branch. That was very cool.
That was a good mossy branch, actually. Yeah, it was very
That's a
wonderful.
cool image. Like, looks like it's staring you down.
It's trying to hide and be an Andy pick, but like, nah. Got
It's
to
close.
stay between the
It's
sticks.
close. If it was around the other side of the trunk, then it would definitely be an Andy pick.
It just slowly moves ahead, like to the side, like an inch.
And the last image in this reel would be an Egyptian goose. There we go. Or geese. 2 of them. Move on to some from Birdie. We have the great cormorant, juvenile. The sneaky mallard in the back.
Sneaking through.
And then we have the magpie that you promised last week. There is like a white that stomach is. That is a fantastic, that's beautiful black as well. And then a lovely little robin, because robins are cool.
Yeah, they are.
I adore robins.
Great birds.
If you want to Nathan. Birdie today, some of my favourite Goldcrest photos. He says, look at this.
Gives it such character, these photos. I really love them. Makes it look so kind of curious and inquisitive. And
That's what I thought as well, Thistle.
Very
I thought it looked like a painting too.
Hmm.
The next one is super cute. It's like, hello! Looks like it's sitting in a chair.
Yeah. Almost like a long-tailed tit kind of
Yeah.
bushiness to it.
Lounging.
Wee floof. Oh, we don't have a rook.
We don't have a rook yet. We don't have rook or chuff now. They're the only 2 corvids we don't have images. We don't have on our list yet because we haven't had images from them yet. That mallard picture. Look at that green.
Oh, vibrant green. So good. Less sneaky than your great cormorant. No cormorants to hide behind.
Then we move on to another bird that we didn't have on the list, but we do now. Should be the marsh harrier. There we go.
Such nice pictures of marsh harrier. I'll go to look with the magpie. Yeah, these are really nice pictures. Just love the color distinctions.
Yeah.
Really, really pretty.
I never get flying birds in focus. That's my issue.
Too fast. Do you ever
Do you
wonder if
ever
you've seen or
wonder
heard?
for the same
Oh,
birds
yeah.
without realizing? As in, actually the same bird? That'd be very cool if we had.
That would be cool.
It's a lovely buzzard image as well.
Flying around, it's just the same one.
Yeah, pied wagtail moving through the water. It looks like it's holding its skirt up.
Don't want to get this
The way,
wet.
the way its wings are. That's really cool. Then a whooper swan's the last image here.
Extreme mascot potential. I think we should have a stream mascot. That'd be a good one.
We should get one.
Because we can have like all our emojis and things based around it. That'd be quite cool.
Yeah, some lovely
We could get, like-
lapwings in the background. I didn't notice that, Thistle. Thank you for pointing that out.
Oh yeah.
Oh, there we
got
go.
the
So
re-information back.
20 years ago on Bardsey Island and has no other records. Wow.
Huh. That's cool.
And then
Hopefully it's doing well still.
a fantastic image of a song thrush here. You can really see the distinctive chest pattern, the upside down hearts.
Yes. Really clear. It's very nice.
And the next one's a reed bunting. Looks like a male to me. Little wren. One of the birds I find the hardest to photograph because they never sit still.
This was like it's about to go. It's like
Yeah.
poised and ready.
Feathery mouse.
They are.
Boing. Pintail. That's a great shot of a pintail.
I always think wrens are flashing their bums at you. It does look like actually like probably like squatting and showing it off. Yeah, disappeared
Golden
right off that
plovers
photo.
with some shovelers in front.
Lovely.
Some pink-footed geese flying on the next one.
Cool.
And the last one is a snipe.
Almost a nitpick from how zoomed in that is. But definitely not because you can actually tell it's a sniper. Only a third of the flock. Wow. That's cool. Great birds and great pictures. Very
So
well
we're on
done.
to a grey day by Pookie. And we've got another lovely wren image.
Can't go wrong.
Then a gold crest. And then a lovely fire crest.
What a cool bird.
This is what I want. I'd love to see the fire crest. Peregrine
Same.
falcon, looking for our next meal. And then a couple of lesser spotted woodpeckers. I still haven't even heard one this year yet.
As you do.
And some shovelers out on the pond / lake. Okay. Nice and smooth that water is. That's lovely. Then a kestrel. And a white stork. Then we move on to some from barnacle. We have the common starfish, Asterius rubens. Then the edible crab,
I love
Cancer
the rainbowy,
pagurus.
the
Yeah, the way
diffraction.
the refraction of
So
the light is
pretty.
it's very cool.
Or refraction, I should say. And a foot in the second picture as well.
Yeah.
Starring Barnacle's foot.
Then we move on to the rosy feather star, Antodon bifida.
I think that first one's the Commonwealth in the hand, and then I think the last was
The problem is,
Feather
barnacle,
Star.
we don't know how big your feet are. They could be like size 2, or they could be size 20.
Well, that could just be a single toe. Just very zoomed in. Who knows?
And then Birdie's got some great images here. Again, you can see the color difference on the back from this herring gull image. So much lighter grey back.
Was like a silver back to it.
Yeah. And a nice little shag. I say little. And then one of my favourite shorebirds, the rock pipit.
They're just everywhere once you start looking for them, and they're so cute, just doing their own little thing.
And a lovely raven.
Bird is not happy. Oh, the raven with the stick. His favourite stick.
And a couple of black guillemots.
Already in like lovely breeding plumage.
Look at them.
So nice.
You see the beautiful red feet and legs as well through the water. And Barnacle's put a video up. It says, "Excuse the noise I made. Was filming sparrows scrabbling and tapping on the roof when a buzzard casually flew by."
Just very casually flying by.
Very casually flies by.
Oh, the raven was building below me when I took the guillemot pic. That's very cool.
That's very cool.
Oh,
And
what's a banger still?
and you now know where that nesting site is, Birdie, so you can go back and see how it gets on, which would be super cool.
I do love like following on updates, like regularly seeing how like different nests and things go throughout the season. It's very cool.
And we've got the goldfinch from Pookie. I love that red face.
Jam stealer.
And the first Siberian chipmunk of the year. Another sign of spring.
Yay!
Oh, Birdie says goldfinch, my fave UK bird. Very cool.
Cool. His tail's like a cinnamon roll. That is like very twisted.
And another strange sighting is the wasp from Birdie.
That was cool. I saw that before we started the stream. Oh, the Bardo had a hunt on Google. So it's just only the queen wasps that are roaming around at this time of year. Maybe in the presence of royalty.
And here's the nudibranch that Nathan was talking about. the Janulus Hyalinus.
That's very cool. What a cool little ranch. Must have been very exciting to see that, Nathan.
I'm
Oh,
gonna
so
add that. I'm gonna add that to our list right now.
Is the wasp on there?
The wasp is on there.
Nice.
That puts us up to a grand total of 196. 196.
Very cool. So close
Well
to 200.
done, everybody. Keep them coming. I'm expecting. Let's take a. Was wasp not new? Damn, I was sure I got one. You did get one, Birdie. It was definitely new. That is the first wasp of the year. It was on our
Congratulations.
list. I've got it in number 7 on the creepy crawly species, common wasp.
Royalty, no less. Little crown next to the wasp.
Wasp Wednesday. We're going to have to do a Wasp Wednesday.
Oh, that'd be a good one.
Because last year we did bees, didn't we?
Yeah,
So
like
I
the
think
bee
this year
spotlight.
I think this year we should try and see how many different species of wasp we can find.
Oof. Yeah, I think we could do it. I think we could get a good selection.
Because I do like wasps.
They are gorgeous things. Much better than wasps. Bees much better than wasps. Can't be out on wasps.
But Birdie, all bees are wasps, but not all wasps are bees.
True, moth traps are very cool for parasitic wasps. I've had like a good few on SCOBA and they're just some I couldn't ID, but like they're like dangly, like really long legs and they're like bright yellow and just such cool looking insects.
Hatch wasps in his bedroom once, intentionally. I'm not sure I'd want to do that.
For science.
Moth traps are
Wow.
cool for parasitic wasps. To wasp or not to wasp? We should do wasps and bees this time then. Wasps and bees. Because to be fair, we need to count all the different bee species again, because we need to add them to our count.
Yeah. Once I like the hoverflies start coming out, I'm excited for that. Do love me some hoverflies.
So there we go. Again, if you want to see what species we have added to the list so far, there's the link in chat. Please click that. I will then give you access to our Google Sheet, and you'll be able to view it and see what has been seen already. And also see what you might have put on there. Not that I've put your name next to it, but you'll be able to go through it and go, did I mention that I saw such and such and so and so? For example, Nathan with this really rare nudie branch. And you can go through, you can see if he's mentioned it or not, and then if not, post it on our Discord channel. I'll get Rook for next week. Oh, please do, Birdie.
Everyone's got their homework now.
And then that means the only one we're missing is Chuff. And I think that one's down to Nathan and you, Nick.
Yeah,
because you're at a
I just need to
perfect
get out
space.
more. I'm in the perfect area.
Perfect area, just to go
Perfect
across to Anglesey, get yourself across to South Stack.
Yeah, I just need to go up into like some of the nearby mountains. I'm heading out in the good direction, hopefully in the next week or so. So
Oh,
fingers
Birdie
crossed.
could technically get Chuff at the Giant's Causeway. That's cool as well. I've never been to the Giant's Causeway. I need to go.
Oh, I went once. It was gorgeous on my way to Rathlin. Very pretty, very busy, tourist-wise, but the cliffs to the east of the main part of the causeway are just gorgeous. Giants Chuff's Way. Yeah, they weren't giants; they were just massive corvids. Never to Northern Ireland.
I'm the same Thistle. I've never been to Northern Ireland. I've been to Republic of Ireland, but I've never been to Northern Ireland. If you're visiting, let me know and I'll join you. Oh, will do, Birdie. Definitely. That'd be super cool.
Gotta say, if you're going to Northern Ireland, highly recommend the Gobbins, where you get to like walk underneath a seabird colony. I like it. It was advertised like, "Oh, go on this cool like coastal cliff walk kind of thing," And they'd even like mention the huge seabird colony, which is like the second largest in Northern Ireland, which you walk under. And yeah, go on. It's one of the coolest experiences, aside from Rathen. Rathen is absolutely incredible as well. But the two best experiences there in Northern Ireland. So
Yeah, I'd love to do
awesome
Rathlin
place.
too, especially after you and your partner describing it to us
Yeah.
this time last year. It just sounds like a magical place. Just let me know, no joke. Yes, you too, Bird.
Honestly.
If you're ever over on the mainland and you're coming to Nottinghamshire, give me a shout.
Or North Wales.
Or North Wales, you see.
Many places.
Cool. Shall we move on to the news?
News, yes. News. Do you want to go first, or should I go first?
I think you should go first, because then mine's more of a look at these cool things.
Okay. So I've got some definitely not very good news, but then I got some nicer newses afterwards to finish off. So we'll start with the bad stuff. Oh, just had a look, and it seems very rare everywhere. 44 total UK records. Except there are 289 records in the Netherlands. Oh, I guess that's where it's not so rare. Only main. Huh. That's cool.
Let's go to Glasgow. Glasgow's awesome. Make sure you get yourself up to Loch Lomond, which is just northwest of Glasgow. You can literally jump on the train, and you can get off at a station, and then it's I say a short walk. It's a good walk, and you can get to Loch Lomond.
Cool. Yeah, so
Balach.
my story, or article, I should say, 25-minute train south to look. That'd be cool. Is from The Guardian, and it is saying catastrophic Great Barrier Reef hit by its most widespread coral bleaching. This was published back on the 21st of January, so there is a bit of time delay as such from that, but I thought it was still an interesting read. So more than 40% of individual corals monitored around One Tree Island reef bleached by heat stress and damaged by flesh-eating disease. More than 40% of individuals corals monitored around a Great Barrier Reef island were killed last year in the most widespread coral bleaching outbreak to hit the reef system, a study has found. Scientists tracked 462 colonies of corals at One Tree Island in the southern part of the Great Barrier Reef after heat stress began to turn corals white in early 2024. Researchers said they encountered catastrophic scenes at the reef. Only 92 coral colonies escaped bleaching entirely, and by July, when the analysis for the study ended, 193 were dead, and a further 113 were still showing signs of bleaching. In November, the Australian Institute of Marine Science visited 8 reefs by the same Capricorn bunker sector of the reef. They found the single largest annual decline in hard coral cover in that area since monitoring started in the mid-1980s, with coral cover dropping by 41%. One genus of coral, Goniopora, which has long lived and forms large boulders covered by vibrant flower-like polyps, was observed bleached and then afflicted with a flesh-eating disease known as black band. March is usually the peak month for heat stress for the reef, with the Great Barrier Reef Marine Park Authority saying last week, so about mid-January, temperatures were currently up 1.2 degrees above average across most of the marine park. The Australian government has been asked by UNESCO to report on the condition of the reef by early next month. So I don't know if that's out yet, but that should be early February as such. But yes, not very good news. And there are lots of quotes and things, and people are saying, like, we've just been trying to tell people it is awful, and it's only going to get worse. And surprise, surprise, one of the worst, or the worst event, and it's so much worse than some
So
people
far.
are thinking of things.
Yeah,
So
so
far,
far as
until
well.
probably this summer, because this was studying about a year ago, so
Yeah.
last summer for the Southern Hemisphere.
I saw. So talking about this kind of stuff, and like obviously this is happening because of climate change. That's one of the major factors behind it. I saw a video that was from, I can't remember if it was the 1980s or the 1990s, and it was when it was called global warming, and they were talking
Yeah.
about, which is probably the wrong thing to call it, because although the planet is warming slowly but surely, like climate change is a much better definition. But he was talking about it in the state of America, and he was using an analogy, and the analogy was, how much do you think the USA spent on defense during the Cold War? As in the entirety of the Cold War. So from 1945 all the way through to the end of the Cold War. How much do you think the US spent on defense for the Cold War?
It's got to be trillions.
It was $10 trillion.
Yeah.
And at that time, that would have bought everything in the US. Okay. So not the land, but all the people. Not all the people. Sorry, all the buildings, all the foods, all the utensils, all that kind of stuff. It would have bought everything
That's
in the United
insane.
States. So over the period of, let's say, 30 years, 35 years for the duration of the Cold War, the US spent $10 trillion, enough money to buy everything in the US. Okay? Now, how likely, his next question was, how likely was the Cold War to happen? Was it 100%? Well, it couldn't be 100% because it never happened. So let's say it was 10%. So if there's a 10% chance that the Cold War could have happened, you spent $10 trillion on it, because there was a chance that it could happen. Because that's prudent planning. You've got to spend that money because there's a chance that this could happen. If we don't do something,
the outcome could be awful.
The outcome could be catastrophic.
Yeah.
Okay? Moving on to global warming, as he called it, or climate change. So why is that thought process and that planning process not being put in place by the nations to spend that kind of money to help prevent it from happening?
Yeah, I guess so much just politics and capitalism.
But you know what I mean? It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy to think that you would spend that kind of money on defense, but you wouldn't spend that kind of money on something that could fundamentally wipe out mankind on this planet.
Yeah. If you can make money, then in their eyes, why wouldn't you? I'll just lobby the politicians for a while. You can make so much more money. It's our children who'll be dead. It's fine.
Yeah. Not going to
It's
be
such a
us.
selfish thing. Yeah. Yeah, I guess it's like that very immediate threat. Well, immediate threat. We could get attacked, invaded, and all that stuff imminently, like tomorrow, tonight, kind of thing. And climate change, it's okay. We can fix it like a decade from now. Like everything's fine for now. It's just a bit warmer, kind of thing. So
It's only
it is
weather.
crazy. The thing, like so many things, you like put it in such a clear way. It's like, yeah, how did we end up in this situation? Why are we here? And still, like nothing's changing
Nothing's
on so
being
many
done about it.
levels.
Nothing's being done about it. It's
Yeah.
just nuts.
Yeah, everyone thinks it's gonna happen during their time. Yeah. It's crazy.
What would happen if the Gulf Stream no longer works? It's becoming weaker, I hear. Yes, that's true, Thistle. There's certainly comments being made about that, and they're doing a lot of look into that. Like that's what the Day After Tomorrow movie is based on, with Jake Gyllenhaal. The North Atlantic, the Gulf Stream being like shifting, just moving.
Yeah.
And the impact that could have. Obviously, they dramatize it massively, and
Scientifically accurate.
a new ice age occurs. But
But you never know.
you never know what could happen. But there we go. Anyway, shall we look at something a bit more cheery?
Yes, yeah, that was my not so happy news. But the rest of it is it's all uphill from here.
So we're
In a good
looking
way.
at wildlife photo competition. And this is a badger admiring Banksy style image wins hearts in wildlife photo competition. And I
I
think
love
this
this
is
photo.
actually pretty cool.
Such a cool image. Great picture.
Keep access clear at all times. So a badger appearing to admire a Banksy-style graffiti version of itself has won the Natural History Museum's 2024 Wildlife Photographer of the Year People's Choice Award. Captured on a quiet road in St Leonards-on-Sea, England by British photographer Ian Wood, who had noticed badgers emerging from a nearby set to forage for food scraps left out for foxes. He spent the best part of 2 years photographing them, and this particular photo came about as an idea. He says, I thought it'd be fun to put the graffiti there and see if I could get a badger walking underneath it. Ian sees a deeper message in this photo around the controversial subject of badger culling. Badger culling has been used to contain bovine tuberculosis, blah, 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 blah. Ian called badger culling a national disgrace. We join you on that one, Ian. And said, I would swap this award immediately for government to rescind all existing badger culling licenses. I think that's an absolutely phenomenal picture.
It is wonderful.
And I just love how the badger's looking at itself.
Yeah, it's like, oh, must have been so happy. He's like, oh my god, I looked at it.
It's
You
like,
might
look,
just go like walking past would be nice, but looking at it's like, oh,
looking at it going,
so cool.
Jeff, why are you holding guns?
Why are you so 2D? Jeff, why are you floating? What have they
Jeff's
done
been
to you?
photographed holding guns. I'm going to have a word with Jeff.
Something's alright with that guy.
Cool. If we can move down and have a look at some of the other nominations. So the first one looked is Spiked by David Northall in the UK. This is a bloodied but determined honey badger pursues a Cape porcupine in Botswana. This thing is a great image.
Just shows how not terrifying, but like determined and like predatory those honey badgers are. They're just crazy animals.
The next one is Whiteout by Michael de Oult-Tremont from Belgium. Look very closely. Can you see the stoat? I just think that is a phenomenal image.
Such a cool one.
It's just 3 little black dots. Pointed
That's all there
out. It sits proudly in the snow, blending seamlessly with its surroundings in this snowy scene from Belgium.
Like a polar bear in the blizzard.
After covering himself in white camouflage net, he got the shot when a curious stoat popped out of its snowy den to check out its territory before heading out to hunt.
Oh, so cool.
It's lovely. Edge of Night by Jess Finlay in Canada. This is stunning.
Oh,
Beautiful barn owl. Flies out of an old barn to hunt in the fields. Spent several nights quietly observing the owls to learn its habits and set up an invisible beam that would trigger a flash when it took off. With a slow shutter speed to capture the surrounding light, everything came together perfectly on the 10th night as the owl made its move.
haunted house vibes. Does that kind of that old farmhousey barn vibe?
Earth and Sky by Francisco Negroni from Chile. Again, this is beautiful. That's one of those images, this one, especially of all of them, I would love to have as a picture on my wall.
Yeah. Like, oh, that goes on the wall kind of thing.
This amazing shot was a double lenticular cloud lit up by lava from the Villarrica volcano in Chile. Francisco Negroni visits the volcano often to monitor its activity, never knowing what to expect. On this particular trip, after 10 nights, he captured the intense glow of the erupting lava lighting up the sky in a fiery, surreal display. I think that's beautiful.
Very cool picture. Oh no, Birdie got done by the.
Oh, I've
like, no, not Shag.
I've allowed it. I've allowed it, Birdie.
It looks like an alien death ray warming up to puke into space.
Stunning images that are also nominated. British Canadian photographer Mark Williams documents a beluga whale exfoliating its skin in the Arctic. Yeah, it's another lovely shot.
Such a cool picture. But yes,
British
30
photographer
years,
Sue
lovely.
Flood frames a Weddell seal resting on an ice floe in Antarctica. Using a long lens, she avoids disturbing the slumbering giant, which relies on blubber to survive the icy waters. That is a
So
beautiful
long.
seal shot, isn't it, Birdie?
Such a long seal.
American photographer Aaron Bagenstos photographs of puma standing tall in Chile's Torres del Paine National Park. A conservation movement helped reduce conflict with local sheep farmers, offering hope for coexistence.
Such nice pictures.
Can they come over here and do the same so we can get links back, please?
How did you do that? Please help.
The next
Printers
one is
back.
Indian photographer Arvind Ramamurthy captures an Indian wolf pack pausing mid-play in Higwan. As their habitat shrinks, conservation offers hope for these resilient predators to make a comeback. They're beautiful animals.
That's cool. This says they know them, which is very cool. Such a cool fit. The way they're all just looking at you. A perfect like front-on profile.
Hungarian photographer Bent Smate watches a European roller ambush a little owl in Kiskensag National Park. Spending 27 days in the hide, he captures this fleeting moment of territorial defense.
I'd love to see a roller. I really love them. Very cool. I didn't realize their chicks actually vomit on themselves to make them less appealing for predators.
Really? That's cool.
Yeah.
Particle, that's brilliant. Oh, for fuck's sake, you again.
Showing off. Like, woo!
This is because the Indian roller looks better.
Oh,
Australian photographer Brad Liu captures floodwaters surging into Katithanda Lake Erie in Australia. Photographing from a helicopter in strong winds, he documents this once-in-a-decade natural event. That doesn't look real, does it?
does like it's just like photoshopped on kind of thing. It's
Does.
so cool. So pretty.
Italian photographer Carlo Dorizio discovered a surreal collage of dead butterflies floating in a stream in Italy. It was not what he expected to find and still has no explanation of why the insects died.
No.
That looks like the real photo of a real bird that won an AI photo generation competition. God, there's so many images. So many images. On to the next one, please, which is American photographer Devin Pradhuman captures 4 grey wolves crossing a snowy aspen grove in Yellowstone. The story of the wolves being taken back to Yellowstone is amazing.
Very cool. E.T. wolves.
Right, we're going to do one more and then I'll share the link and you guys can have a look at the rest of them yourselves because there's some fantastic images. But the final one is German photographer Christian Brinkmann silhouettes a Eurasian blackbird against Munster's fairground lights.
Looks almost like a stained glass window. It's that lovely, like almost pastely muted colours and that lovely silhouette. It's really pretty.
And there's the link there, folks, if you want to carry on looking at the other ones. There's some phenomenal images. So many more.
I'd be pretty when you can't see any of it. I'm just so pretty. And it's also pretty when you can't see it.
Indeed. Well, there we go. That's it. That's us
Very cool.
done.
I had two quick stories
Oh, go on then.
to end on because I didn't, in case your story wasn't too happy, I did get some better news story, not better, some upbeat stories compared to the coral reef is dying. So just some quick ones. Some eager beavers. So in where is it? Yeah, so beavers accomplished long-stalled conservation plan on a former army site in the Czech Republic. Officials had hoped to build a barrier to shield the Klabava River and its population of critically endangered crayfish from sediment and acidic water spilling over from two nearby ponds. And as a bonus, it would turn a part of this protected area south of the capital, Prague, into a nature reserve rich wetland. So these beavers have moved in and they've flooded a part which was going to be artificially flooded with a dam. First drafted in 2018, the project had a building permit but was delayed by negotiations over the land, long used by the military as training grounds. Yet before the excavators got the green light to begin digging, the herbivorous rodents set to work building a dam of their own. Bohumil Pfizer from the Czech Nature Conservation Agency told AFP they built a wetland with pools and canals. The area is roughly twice larger than they planned, and the estimated savings for the Czech purse reached around 30 million Czech koruna, about £1 million.
Sorry, I'm just going to laugh.
So there you go.
So, all you people who don't think beavers are worthwhile, they've just saved the Czech government £30 million.
There
And
you
they've
go.
probably done it faster than the workmen would have got the work done.
Yeah, so by the time bureaucracy was trying to get through and they didn't get the green light, hadn't even started, it's like, cool, here's your dam already done. And it's
Yeah.
twice as big as you're going to have it
Yeah.
before for free.
Just amazing.
I
Well
love
done,
that one.
beavers.
They did it. So that was my bit of good news. And then it also came across this, which is very exciting. Well, not very exciting, but I thought it was a lot of fun. Is that The Guardian have launched their Invertebrate of the Year competition for 2025. So I'll put the link in the chat. There it is. You can go and vote for your invertebrate species of the year. So last year, there was an overwhelming majority for the common earthworm, which received a landslide 38% the popular vote. And then coming up at the rear with 0.8% of the vote, they had the invasive Asian or yellow-legged hornet. And you have until midnight GMT on Tuesday, the 4th of March. So you got, what's that, 3 weeks or so to submit your response. And the most popular and interesting nominations will form a short list of 10, and they will profile them, and then one by one in March, every reader will have the opportunity to vote, campaign, lobby, and persuade their friends to back their favourite. So go submit your favourite invertebrate for their competition.
Yeah.
But yes, had to finish off with some happier news.
Cool. That's very funky. I still can't get over that beaver story.
I know, I thought it was so funny when it came across. Like, oh, beaver's better than bureaucracy.
30 million euros. It's just genius.
So much money, and they must have gone there like, wait, there's a dam already here. What?
Yeah.
Beaver's like, oh hey, how you doing?
Awesome. Well, what are your plans for the rest of the week?
Hopefully I can get out. I've just been stuck at home for a while, so I've been feeling ill. So hopefully get out somewhere. I don't want to go visit Kemlin, which is a resort on the north of Anglesey, which is really nice. Some
Chuff.
winter birds. Hopefully some chuff, fingers crossed. Yeah, can't think of that many plans. I'll see on Friday. We have our games if I have any plans.
Cool.
But nothing so much now. How about you?
I don't know, to be fair. I've got a lot of
Scarlet
stuff to do
again.
in the garden, and I've got a lot of stuff to do in the house decorating wise. So that's probably one day.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other day I'll try and do something. Got terns and short-eared owls at Kemlin. Ooh, says Nathan.
Yes.
Shorties would be phenomenal, Nathan, if you could get pictures of them. And to be fair, terns as well. Do we get to see a garden stream? Thistle, soon. We need to get the light in, and then we can start doing garden streams again. And then I also want to do a little segment, maybe once a month, on gardening and stuff like that, and maybe get everybody else to join in and do a little bit in a pot or something like that. Would be kind of funky.
That'd be cool.
So I was going to show them off my new toys. My new toy. It's not a toy at all. I got a new pair of secretaires this week, and they're very, very nice. So, but yeah, this year definitely we didn't manage to get out into the garden. Well, we tried to get out in the garden last year, and it rained, didn't it? So
Oh no.
the one day we went out, it was actually raining, and I was stood inside the greenhouse getting dripped on. So we had to go back inside again. But we'll definitely try this year and do it, which I think would be great. And then we could do some cool things out there. Maybe do some planting and stuff together, which would be great. Yeah. But other than that, I'm not really sure. There's a walk. There's an area that we go to. Like, we go to a lovely cafe. It's out in the middle of farmland, and there's some lovely walks around it apparently. And I'd like to go and do that. So I might get up on Sunday if the weather's good and go for some breakfast, and then go for a walk around the cafe and see what I find. And I'm not expecting to see anything like super special or anything like that, but robins and great tits and chaffinches and stuff would all be great to see. So
all birds are great birds.
All birds are great birds. And yeah, we're back on Friday, aren't we? So more Planet Crafter, and I get to see what's happened while I've been away.
Yes. Yeah, we had a very exciting time. We had to not do quite a few things because it's like, I can't do this without Andy. So yeah,
of course you can.
Many things. Too many exciting things. We have to wait for you to come back on. So
awesome! I look forward to you telling me.
Many things for Friday. A flamingo might cross your path. You never know. Oh, that'd be cool.
Barnacle says, "Oh my god, it was so cool."
Yeah, it was just myself and Barnacle, and we had Pookie as well for a bit, just going around exploring these things and coming across random things, and like wasn't expecting all of this and things. So looking forward to Friday a lot. It's gonna be fun.
Awesome. Oh, so am I. It's been 2 weeks since I've played Planet Crafter.
It's too long.
It is too long. It's very much too long. Cool. Shall we?
Who should we raid?
Shall we do a bit of a raid? I'm thinking California Burbs.
Oh, lovely. Hope to see you there, Barnacle. It was lovely having you last week. Great fun just chatting to you and sharing the fun with you. It's what makes this stream so much fun, just being able to share it with people.
Yeah. If I could travel, I could see 2 species of flamingo in the Netherlands. That'd be cool, Pookie.
Whoa.
You could also get up to Texel as well, which would be amazing to get that spectacled eider, which is still there.
Oh, is it? I thought it hadn't been seen for a while. Like a few days or something, I heard. Very cool.
Cool, right. Thank you so much for joining us, everybody. We will see you again on Friday if you want to come to our Planet Crafter stream. We'd really appreciate it if you did. It'd be fantastic. Do keep the
it's there.
The wildlife encounters coming in. Again, if you want to see what's on the list, go to our Discord. The link is in our Discord channel, and it is also going to go into chat.
Oh, I just
now. There we go. And you can see what's already been added to the list. We have many, 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 many species to add because we're only on 196. But there we go. It's all good. And we're now going to go across and join California Burbs. This is obviously in California. Some lovely birds on feeders, which is great. And our own birder Chris is over there at the moment, chatting away in chat.
Lovely.
Cool. Have a fantastic time, folks. We will see you again soon.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.